Welcome to the All Access Podcast from the experts at Tevis. Each episode, we'll talk about technology topics, trends, or solutions that manufacturers need to know in today's rapidly evolving times. Sit back, enjoy the discussion, and let us know what you think.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the All Access Podcast. I am your host, Michael Thiessen. And this is the site where we bring you insightful topics that can help you out in your daily work, in your four walls, in your mold, your die shop, your aerospace shops. And hopefully we can bring some interesting topics to your daily lives. At least that's what we're trying to do. Today we're talking about intelligence. Not my intelligence, because this would be a very short broadcast to you, but we're talking about artificial intelligence. And obviously, as we have in every single episode, we have experts in the industry that can give us a little bit more insight on what the artificial intelligence can do for you in the manufacturing area, but also on what value these kind of technologies can bring to you. Some people say that AI is the next industrial revolution that we see in our times. And for that, of course, we're going to be looking into this a little bit closer. We're not talking about ChatGPT or Grok or any of the other AI platforms. We're looking particularly at AI being utilized in the manufacturing sector, specifically on the automotive manufacturing or EV manufacturing, any of those things. That's the area that we want to concentrate our AI capabilities to. And for that conversation, we've invited a very unique individual in the industry. This individual has started in 2018 a company that is focusing on the visual inspection side of things in order to make perfect parts with their visual inspection, finding defects, but then incorporating AI into the situation. But this is not where this gentleman ended with the technology. He's also utilizing robotics in order to automate all of these things in there with the robotics and the visual inspection combined. The company that I'm talking about here is called UnitX. You can look them up. And we are very pleased to have Keven Wang on this particular show, on this episode, talking about AI and how this particular technology, first of all, has elevated his company into the manufacturing side, but also asking him a little bit about what AI does for the manufacturers and how potentially you could be utilizing those types of tools in your daily environment. You probably have dabbled maybe with some AI information already on maybe your CNC machines or maybe your software products, but you probably have never looked at in the visual inspection side of things. So for that, I'm pleased to introduce Keven Wang. Thank you for thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Mike, for the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. Because you know what? Everywhere where you're looking nowadays, in every magazine, news article, I don't think we can get out of this entire news cycle without hearing about AI. I mean, AI is everywhere nowadays. We have it on our phones. We have it on our computers with Copilot or Grok or ChatGPT. Or if you don't sound intelligent enough yet, you put it in ChatGPT and something smart comes out of it, and that's it. So tell me, Keven, how did you get involved in this entire AI?
So my mom was a mechanical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And she worked in a factory designing air conditioners. And she's a very wise mom. And when I was little, she told me, don't study mechanical engineering. Go do something better. Right?
Of course.
And as a good kid, I listened to my mom, and I went into software. But my mom, being a mechanical engineer, she distilled in me a sense of appreciating the physical beauty. My mom would tell me, look at how beautiful this desk is designed. It's got rounded corners. And I love building things, making things with my hands, airplane models when I was a kid. But I listened to my mom, and being a good kid, I studied the software and studied the AI when I went to grad school. And this was the moment when AI is really on the cusp of the breakthrough. You're hearing AI is detecting images better than the human experts, distinguishing this breed of cats from that breed of cats. Not as useful tasks, but still becoming very good, very accurate. And this was in 2017. And me coming from mom's inspiration, my dream is to combine these two things, like how to make AI useful and apply to the physical world of manufacturing where things are made. So combining AI and manufacturing is like a dream come true for me.
Now, AI, I mean, obviously has been just a recent concept, or maybe I should say 2017, 2018, or maybe even going back to 2015. It's not that we've had it around for 20, 30 years already. This is fairly recent that AI has become a very powerful solution and it can be applied for so many different things. And you said you went to grad school. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Stanford that you went to. Did you know anything during the university days about AI? Did you learn about it and you go, I need some more intelligence. I'm going to look into this AI. Or what got you to that point where you're saying, you know what, this AI could really be a big deal?
I remember there was this news card article I read when I was in grad school. That the AI actually beat the human expert in classifying objects. Basically, there are 1,000 types of objects. This is the test that's given. And the task is to tell, given this picture, which one out of 1,000 types of object it belongs to. And the AI's accuracy rate for longest time before 2017 is much worse than the humans. But in 2017, using the neural network is a new form of machine learning algorithm that mimics how the human brain processes images.
Right.
The accuracy actually beat the human experts. So that was like a pivotal moment, and I thought, wow, it's actually good enough.
So then you took this idea that you saw, that you studied and did your grad project on at Stanford, and you say, you know what, I want to utilize this. Where can I utilize these pictures or this technology in manufacturing? Since you said you love building stuff with your hands, and you said, yeah, you worked in a manufacturing floor on CNC machines and milling and all of that, but software was really on your heart. So something must have struck you, and you were on the shop floor that says, you know what? I need to apply this AI to inspection routines in order to make a great part and utilize that technology to identify probably broken areas or bad quality or anything like that. Is that how it went?
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have some family relatives in manufacturing. And after I tell them, I'm working on this AI and I want to apply it in manufacturing. And one of them immediately told me, okay, we have this problem, which is visual inspection. And specifically, we have all these cameras, we've installed them in the last 10 years, and they're very good at detecting what do you tell it to detect, like, measuring this straight line to next straight line, finding these straight lines. But what is not very good at is finding random defects, such as a scratch. So that problem is not solved by the legacy rule-based vision, traditional computer vision. And can AI solve it? So that's the question that they threw at me. And then we started with this project, and then we realized, yes, AI is actually good enough to solve these random defects.
Interesting. So did you go out of Stanford and say, you know what, I'm going to start my own company, because 2018 was just around the corner, and that's when you started and co-founded UnitX. Was this right away your idea once you've graduated from Stanford, that you say, you know what, I'm going to utilize this technology right away to start UnitX?
Yeah, essentially we got that first project with that for the first customer, if you will. They're a factory that makes a motor commutator part in the motor that rotates, and they really care about the scratches on that part, and they have not been able to inspect them very well. And they receive about 200 customer complaints every year, a lot, and they want some way to better inspect those. So we started with that one project with the first customer, and initially we didn't have a company, and when we started putting a lot of work, and the customer say, okay, well, you're doing good work, we should really enter into a contract, pay you some down payment. Then I gave them my personal bank account and say, yeah, you can wire the money here. And they're like, no, we need a business account. That's when we started the business. We realized, okay, this may have some legs.
Okay. So you're now, 7, 8 years in the business. How has this transformed? I mean, you probably, every project you got smarter. The AI learned from all of this, and you're applying this. I know that you have multiple different products on the inspection side that you're applying this technology to. How has this now changed? How has it changed at all from the beginning when you started to where you are now?
Has changed a lot. Even the AI, AI is such a buzzword, right? But really, AI has gone through, I would say, 3 iterations since when our company got started. Yeah, specifically, when AI was first introduced, it takes a lot of images, a lot of samples to teach. To teach a scratch, you may need 1,000 scratch pictures to tell it this is a scratch. And then after 100, it may not be very good. It will only detect very obvious ones. And after 500, it starts to getting good enough, but it will still miss some very subtle scratches. After 1,000, it may be good. That was 7 years ago. But it really has improved a lot. And right now, our system, we take up to 20 samples to achieve acceptance. So that's kind of the state of the art. That it takes about 20 images only. In some cases, even fewer. We see as few as 5 to achieve the site acceptance testing. Basically, reach the sign off of the customer. So AI has really improved a lot.
So, where would you find your particular systems? What industry? Is it any manufacturing industry, or is it geared more towards the automotive or the aerospace, or where can you find this AI powered solution?
The technology is versatile, and it's literally anywhere there's a mission critical inspection needs. Anywhere where quality is critical. So lots of applications of AI inspection today are in automotive, and our company, our biggest business is in automotive. Yeah, we have some in EV batteries, some in medical devices, consumables. We're also looking into consumer packaged goods. And anywhere there is a need to inspect defects where the quality is important, where the defect escape may cause safety consequences or functional consequences, sometimes cosmetic consequences, like a Class A surface on a car door panel.
So can you get an inspection? I mean, I'm very familiar with blue light scanners and white light scanners, which were before that. Is this looking at the same type of kind of architecture where you have a large capture frame? Or is it relatively small capture frame and you need to move the inspection? You just mentioned a door frame or door to look at this. Or do you have to move your camera or your device constantly on the part to capture the entire image?
It could be either. Like you said, you can have large parts, you can have small parts, and you can have different sizes of the defects. So depending on the application, let's say sometimes we have a big washer panel and we want to see a very tiny dent, and then you would want a very high resolution camera, but you don't want to have too many pixels that the camera gets overly expensive. Then it gets cheap. It's actually cheaper to move the camera to scan the big panel. In some cases, you can get away with less pixels because the defects are bigger, more obvious. Then you can have one fixed stationary camera to take a picture of a big part, one shot. Yeah, so it really depends. But yes, there's 2 components in the system, in the inspection system. There's the eyes or the eyes that takes a picture.
Right, the lenses.
The brain that process the picture and decides is it good or bad. Both are important.
So let me take that analogy then that you just painted. Can you get inspection systems that have less brain and more vision, or more vision and less and more brain?
Totally, you can. Yeah, you can kind of build Lego blocks together. So you could have one brain with 4 eyes, and each eye is looking at a different area of the parts
Yeah.
or from a different perspective. So you can definitely mix and
And
match.
then now I know why I don't see very well. I have only two eyes and one brain, so I understand that now. But let me ask this, Kevin. Though, from your experience now, and you've now been out doing this for 8 years. Of course, there's a lot of inspection systems out there. I don't need to name all of them because there's numerous inspection systems. If I'm looking at probing, if I'm looking at laser, if I'm looking at white light, if I look at your systems, so all of them have a very particular application. Yours is more geared towards the quality loop or the quality inspection systems
That's right.
that you're there. So why would a company that maybe already has an inspection solution, why would they look at, okay, I need to have a much better solution with AI? Do you find additional issues with the parts that the regular inspection system just did not find? Or why would a companies go that route and maybe employ you and your company?
The application is really random defects,
Okay.
where it's a quality inspection. We're looking at a random scratch of a random shape, random size, random locations. This is where the traditional rule-based vision cameras have a hard time. The traditional rule-based camera is very good at finding what you tell it to look for, like a straight edge, right? Or a corner or a circle. Very good. Excellent repeatability and precision. But when it comes to random defects that can happen anywhere, any shape, any size, this is where the AI using neural network, we call it neural network architecture, that's where it shines. Yeah. So it's able to learn from data. So instead of in the traditional vision where you have a engineer to program, here's what to look for. Here are the pixel values to define a straight line. In the AI world, you show examples to the AI, and the AI learns those rules itself. So
Mm-hmm.
it does take more data to learn, but it's much more robust and versatile when it comes to these random defects.
Right. So obviously, I don't need to convince you that, or I think you are convinced that AI is the future. But let me ask this random question: do you believe AI is going to be an item that is not going away from the manufacturing sector? That it's always from now on will be applied in more and more areas because you've dabbled with AI already. So you are the best expert that I can talk to about AI because you've dabbled with it. What do you see?
I think AI is definitely here to stay, and I also think it's important to view AI just as another technology. That
Mm-hmm.
it's not a silver bullet. That it's not this magic thing that's going to solve all the problems. Right? It's just another technology in the toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much buzz around AI, but when it comes to creating value, right, how does it help manufacturers? I think we do need to be very specific and look at the ROI, right? And specifically for machine vision, AI is ready for prime time. The technology is mature enough. The accuracy we're seeing is much better than any rule-based legacy vision system. Specifically, you asked, Mike, you asked how does it benefit manufacturer? Why do they use it instead of rule-based vision?
Right.
Well, I could give you a story. One of our customers, they came to us because they were using a legacy camera using the traditional rule-based vision. And when they installed it, it was working decently well. So they accepted it. But 3 months after, there's a new defect that happened. Process can drift over time. For example, your upstream machining tools, tool blade may wear out and sometimes not replaced in time, or your upstream supplier's material changed color slightly from
Right.
this shade of gray to that shade of gray.
Right.
But it's still a perfectly okay part, and that threw off the vision system. Now the vision system rejects 20% of parts every day. It could have been good parts, so you're scrapping a lot of good parts. That's causing waste.
Correct.
That customer came to us, and basically within a week, using AI, it's able to learn these defects and accommodate it, and reduce the scrap rate down to about 1%.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, the software is simple because that with AI, you would not need a experienced vision engineer to program the rules. You just show it data. You just show it pictures of examples. And then the AI will learn itself how to differentiate between good part and bad part. So then the customer is able to self-serve. They're able to take over this machine on their own. So next time when a new defect happens, the customer is able to do it on their own. And if they need help, they can obviously reach out.
Right. So, what do you say to these individuals? And there's lots of them out there that of course, are very scared about AI. That, of course, the notion is out there: AI will take our jobs away. Our AI will do our jobs. Of course, there's numerous movies that have been made, either Terminator or there is another Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where all of us in the future have become big and fat, and machines are only doing our work. Is that what you see AI do? Because you said that AI can do things better, faster than the human factor can do. Can you see that AI potentially will be a threat to what I just mentioned?
I think AI is like any technology. It's neutral. It's a tool, and it's up to us human beings how we use the tool.
Correct.
And analogy is like a nuclear power. The nuclear power, if used very very badly, it can become a nuclear weapon. It can cause a lot of damage. But if we use it peacefully, we can perhaps generate lots of energy.
Right.
Very, very safely. So AI is just like that. And I think it's up to us how we use AI. And I do believe AI has a lot of potential if we use it right. And I believe the best manufacturers that we have seen today, ones that puts AI to work for them.
Right.
They adopt AI and they let AI work for the factory.
Right.
And then you're seeing this improvement in quality, improvement in yield that otherwise would take a lot longer and a lot more expensive to achieve.
What would you say to manufacturers that are looking into AI powered manufacturing tools or AI aided solutions such as yours? Should they be saying, yeah, I'm going to look at any product that has AI in it? Or are there specific items that you say, you know what, maybe for your application, AI may not be the best, or for you need to be looking at XYZ? Or do we say, no, any solution powered with AI is perfect?
Yeah, definitely depends. You're right. The AI, when it comes to a quality inspection perspective, it is the best for, well, I would say, like high volume, low mix scenarios. Not all the applications are suitable for AI because the AI does need samples to teach, to train. Although it's getting better and better every half a year, but it still takes samples to teach AI. So when you have a high mix situation, high mix low volume, let's say every day there's multiple changeovers, different part types, and the part sizes are very different. Yeah, AI is probably not the right solution.
Okay. So you kind of guide your clients that says, okay, you know what, AI may not be the best. Now let me ask you this. I'm just, as we're talking here, my mind goes wild because AI is such an interesting topic. Besides inspection now, I mean, you've now have this inspection solution, this robotics. Is that the end for you? Because it seems like that you are very interested in applying AI to the manufacturing solutions. Have you come to the end of the line with this inspection, saying, "Up, I've done everything that I could with this particular product that I have at UnitX. I need to now apply my brain or my technology or the solutions that I have to other applications." What does your future look like?
I think there's so much opportunity in applying AI in manufacturing. And UnitX as a company, we are focused on manufacturing as our customers market to serve. Yeah, we love manufacturing. We have a deep respect for manufacturing and people who are working in manufacturing. We think this is where a lot of real values are created. I love us to have more manufacturing. So yeah, there's so much more opportunity. I think installing machine vision, installing cameras is just a starting point. The ultimate goal is to help manufacturers improve the OEE, or the overall equipment effectiveness. That is the yield, the uptime, and the throughput of production. inspection, where today, there might be a tribal knowledge that, okay, when my yield drops like 5% every Tuesday morning, oh, it turns out it's this washer fluid upstream that needs a replacement.
Right.
With all this data that's collected by AI, we hope that this data can automatically find these insights and send these notifications to the manufacturing engineers to help them realize, oh, actually, there's a pattern here. So I can more proactively, more quickly fix the process upstream, this drift that occurred to reduce the scrap and improve the yield.
So would you, I mean, we only have a couple more minutes left here, but let me ask you, these AI solutions, do we need to implement those already in high school so that, of course, kids need to get used to it and apply it and even further it even further? Do we need to implement that already in high schools and colleges and all of that in order so that, because if you're saying AI is not going away in manufacturing or in our lives, so to speak, do we need to implement that already early on in our child's education system in order to further it further in the manufacturing environment stuff?
Absolutely, I think it's going to be extremely helpful. Technology is here to stay, and it's up to us how we utilize technology, how we adapt to it, and education plays a big role. If we can educate the future workforce from an earlier young age, that they can embrace this technology and make this technology serve them, then they're more better positioned to adapt.
Yeah. Have you ever run into a situation with your company, and this may be a gotcha question or whatever, have you ever run into it that says, that you said to a customer, sorry, I can't figure this out. My AI is not smart enough and we can't do this?
Oh, we have, certainly. There are applications where, it's extremely high mix. The customer would switch over part types multiple times a day. And our typical rule of thumb is 200,000 parts made per year of same part type. Then that's a threshold you can use the AI. Otherwise, it's still going to be cheaper and better to use conventional inspection.
So let me ask you this just as closing for you, because we have a lot of manufacturers listening to our podcast. What would you advise the manufacturers out there when they look at AI, or maybe even look at your system, AI inspection system, in order to determine if AI could help their manufacturing? What would you advise them to do?
I recommend start small, start with one project and then experiment with it and realize it's going to take time. The time is not necessarily the technology, it's more the human organization. It's getting your team, getting the manufacturers, engineers, the quality production team departments familiar and comfortable with the technology. That takes time, that takes alignment. But it always takes longer than initially expected. But once the organization is familiar and accepts this technology, then it's a beautiful future. Then you can really improve the OEE productivity and improve the quality.
Keven, remind our listener base, if they want to reach out to UnitX or to you, Keven, where would they need to go to find some information about you and your company?
You can go to our website. It's unitxlabs.com, UnitXlabs.com, or you can send me an email. My first name is Keven, so Kevin with two E's, Keven at unitxlabs.com.
And it's all because your mother told you, do not do what I'm doing, do something different. And there you are, doing manufacturing, applying your knowledge, your software in AI, and making the manufacturing world a better place. Awesome. Keven, thank you for being on this podcast and giving your knowledge and your intelligence in that particular field to our listening base. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for the opportunity. My pleasure.
Well, my friends, you've heard today all about AI and how beneficial this particular technology is in your manufacturing environments. I'm glad to hear that AI is not the perfect solution. It is a tool. It is a hammer. It's a tool that you use on a daily basis if applied correctly. So with that said, I urge you to look into AI power or AI solutions, dabble with it, do like what Keven said, start small. look at a certain project, start with one project maybe at a time, and see how it could maybe improve your manufacturing processes. And hopefully this particular episode will steer you into that direction so you can utilize that particular tool in order to make you a more successful operator and a more successful manufacturer. We thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the All Access Podcast. We hope you found our discussion today insightful as well as valuable. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcast. Feel free to share the episode with your network, leave us a review, or hit the subscribe button. We love to hear back from you guys. For more updates, follow us on Instagram, X, as well as LinkedIn. And I wish you guys a wonderful manufacturing time. Until next time, keep shaping the future of manufacturing, and I'll see you next time on the All Access Podcast.
Thank you for joining this episode of All Access. Please leave a comment or review with your feedback or what you'd like to hear in future episodes. To learn more about manufacturing technology solutions and Tebis's capabilities, visit our website at Tebis. That's TEBIS.com.